Okay, so everything is 100% set up. The setup I have now, people kind of laugh at how basic the boards are, but my intent was to find the easiest setup possible. You can buy tripods or any other thing you can find that will set up the antennas. The one thing I did do is, after everything was set up, is I went through and I made sure that everything was snug. You don't want to have a cord that is kind of halfway plugged in, because it won't connect at all to the antenna and you won't get any reads from it. So make sure that the connections are snug. Oh, these antenna bases, by the way, I think I created them for around $20, $25 total for the board, the floor flange, the adapter, the pipe. It might be cheaper than that, I can't remember. But so anyways, 2 antennas there. Got my second antenna, as you see, hooked up to the TR200. I really need to get some kind of something to set it on, so let me just do that for now. This first year with me timing, I didn't intend to get into actual race timing all the time like I have been, but when you own an inexpensive system, then everyone wants you to time the race. So I've actually created a timing crew, and that's the 2 people that are helping me today in there, that they'll be running it, timing race on the weekend. And so anyways, so my point is, next year we're going to have a much more professional setup. We'll have a big nice tent and all that stuff. LCD TVs, one at the start, one at the end. The start one will show on the clock. The end one, when they run by, will show their name and their time. And the system already does that, I just don't have the TVs for it. So, and the one, by the way, that will show the clock will be hooked up to the manual system. The one showing their name and time will be hooked up to the RFID system. So that's how that'll work. But so anyways, 2 antennas up top, up at the front. First one, of course, is hooked up to the Motorola reader. Second one hooked up to the TR200. My third one, of course, Motorola reader. I got my camera. Again, this is not a very professional setup here, but you know, you would probably want a tripod or some other method. But I got my camera here. We've got it set up perfect to where if someone's walking or running by, it'll get really good photos. So if you want to see the photos it takes, I'll have them uploaded on my website, agracetimer.com. Click on the AR Arkansas link, and then go to the Jingle Bell Run. But so I got my 4th antenna here, and then of course my 5th antenna, and I've got my antennas staggered to where, you know, by the time they come through the last one, there's a really narrow read range, or reading area, so it should for sure get them. But as for the setup here, now one tip is that you'll make sure you plug in your reader. Most battery backups have a surge and a battery option. You want to have it on the battery side, because the surge side does not power, you know, anything on if you lose power to your finish line. So I only have the reader right here hooked up to the battery backup, and that's it. And the reason why I do that is because that allows me to buy a pretty inexpensive battery backup. I think this costs around $40, and I think it's got like a 45-minute life, you know, that it can be powered on if you have a full computer and monitor hooked up to it. And so supposedly, with as little power as this reader pulls from you know, as little power as it pulls, it will keep the Motorola reader running for hours, is what I've been told. And so even if I came out here and they had no power at all to my finish line, even though they told me they would, then all is not lost. The TR200, which is an awesome little device, works off of the USB connection it has, and so it's got full power. It's perfectly fine. And my battery backup will keep the Motorola reader running for hours. The only thing I won't have if I don't have power out here is access to print, or power to print, you know, any kind of reports during the race. You know, that's no emergency. You can always read the results off the screen if you had to. But that's the way I set my stuff up, is got my battery backup here, which is plugged into the power strip, which of course is run to the building. All the other connections are, you've got the printer, which of course is plugged into the power supply, and you've got the USB cord that's plugged into the RFID system. I've got my camera connection here. I've got this other USB connection is to the TR200. And that's pretty much all the connections to the main computer. We are going to go inside and register people here in a second. As soon as we finish registering people, we will come out here. I've got a SD card. You may have a jump drive also. something like that, to where you can take the database from that computer and copy it over here. Make sure that you don't accidentally copy it from here back over there, over to there after registration closes, because obviously this one wasn't used for registration. You'll lose all that data. But that's never happened to me. I always try to think about the worst case scenario and make sure you've thought about it. So here's the power supply to the laptop that's inside. My laptop's got a 12-hour battery, so I don't have to bring it in for now. But the two things I have here, you go to the manual system. The manual system requires someone, it's just a backup to the RFID system, and pretty much someone will sit there, and every time someone finishes the race, they just hit the space bar. And so if they see a big group of 5 come in and they're all side by side, don't rush and try to go boom, 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 boom real fast. Just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's important to get the number of splits correct. So they hit the space bar, and then they use the number pad. Someone sitting beside them will use the number pad. They will watch the screen to make sure they have typed in the correct number. For example, if that was number 15, 1, 5, enter. 2, 4, enter. 3, 5, enter. And so they don't, their goal is to not go super fast and try to catch up. Their goal is to be accurate, make sure that every number goes in correctly. If this is a really big race and they start getting behind, don't panic. In fact, it's probably better to just not put numbers in. Wait till it slows down, and then whenever it slows down enough to where the other person working the computer can scroll back down and let you see where you left off at, then start putting numbers in. As you know, you'll have plenty of time when you're waiting on the last few walkers to start getting, putting the data in and get caught up. So with the RFID system, we've never needed to use the manual system, but it's always nice to have that peace of mind. I guess that's about it. I'm going to check the connections one more time. With the Motorola reader that has a little lock connection here, so when you plug it in, you actually have to turn it to lock it in, and that'll ensure that it doesn't accidentally just come out. So that's good. Got a good connection there. Just connect it securely there. So we are 100% ready to go. I'm going to start walking in there and registering people, and we'll pick the video back up where you can hopefully see most everyone finishing. I'm going to try to get it to where you can see everyone. So.